Been basically working on replacing the cutter teeth on this 1209 John Deere. This is a real pain in the butt. For those of you who have them, you know what I mean. Not changing them out, because I do it on the machine, because taking the bar out and putting it back in, it doesn't work real well. So as you can see, I hopefully see, I've got all those changed. They look nice and pretty. I've sprayed them down with WD-40. Let that soak in for a couple days. Let's see. I have checked my gearbox. I've checked the wobble box. I've checked the wobble box, and it has oil coming out. I don't know if you guys can see. Let's see if I can get this focused and where I want you to see the most. About right here. I put a plug in this wobble box, and let me tell you something. A couple years ago, it's probably been about 5-6 years ago, I blew one of these because I had a leaking seal down here and I didn't know it. And I was out in the field going, and this thing froze up, and when they freeze up, it's literally boom, bang, you're done. So these things, these wobble boxes, for those you don't know, they'll run about, well, to get them new, about $1,200–1,500. So I ended up finding a guy who had a 1214, I believe it was, and it used the same wobble box, and he was just about an hour away, and he brought that down for me because he had to come kind of to where I live, and he gave that to me for 50 bucks, and it works great. I did drill a hole and put what they tell you to do is to undo this bolt. You stick a screwdriver or whatever in there and you pull it out, and you're supposed to be so many inches. I'm like, forget that. So I put a screwdriver in there, measured the fluid, pulled it out, put a straight angle across here, drilled a hole, cleaned it out, washed it out real good, and I put a drain plug in it, or a oil check plug, so you take that out, it runs out, you know you're good to go. Now I greased this thing at the end of the year, but right now I pulled it out of the shed, got the tongue squared away here, because if you don't square it away, you'll get a heck of a rattle. And tell you what, this is where what they say, the rubber meets the road. So I got it on the tractor, I got the PTO hooked up, and we're going to turn it on. We're going to turn this, let's see, we're at, we're about 1,000 RPMs. So we're going to turn this thing on, and hopefully, and you're going to be witnesses, good, bad, or otherwise, you'll either hear a bunch of clanging and banging where I done something wrong, or typically you won't hear anything, which means I done right. So we're going to start her up, see what happens. So far, so good. Well, that was a good sign. Kind of means it's ready to go. I got to do a little, actually I think I better leave this up. I got to throw a little grease on it still. I was gonna wash it off, but I don't think I'm gonna. I don't like washing this stuff. I just don't. I wipe it down. It's not that bad. Everything looks really good. Well, we got a problem. We got oil squirting out the bottom of this tractor. I wonder where it's coming from. I think right in here.